We know that the aging population is increasing across the globe. Right now, 1 in 10 people is over 60 years old. In 2050, it's projected that 4 in 10 people will be over 60 years old. And so we need to be thinking about how we manage some of the issues associated with an aging population, such as social isolation and loneliness, companionship, physical activity, and having a pet can address a lot of those issues. We know that people over their lifetime can be very attached to animals, and sometimes as life goes on they may be separated from them, and that can cause some major distress. And so we're looking to build the evidence base to really understand how pets are good for an aging population. And for one instance, we have supported a study on social capital, which is the glue that holds communities together. And we know that when people get out and they walk their animals, they meet other people. It's good for them. We learned this morning that older people are more likely to walk with the dog than walk by themselves. They walk faster, they walk more, they're more likely to meet their physical requirements for walking. And so having a pet has a multitude of positive benefits for an aging population. My role at Mars, part of my role as the Director of Scientific Affairs, is supporting the human-animal interaction research and communications. And that means that the work that we do can be very impactful for the entire life range. So for instance, for the last 10 years, we've had a partnership with the National Institutes of Child Health and Human Development. And that has been incredibly productive because they look at the factors that in health and disease for children from infancy straight through to adulthood. And so for the last 10 years, we have published volumes, we've held workshops, we've funded over 20 studies looking at the impact of pets to a wide population, from healthy to potentially developmentally challenged children. And so now we're turning our focus on what are the benefits of pets for an aging population. And so to that end, we've developed a partnership with the Gerontological Societies of America, and they've been tremendous. We've had a workshop. We're just announced today a grant for the aging population. So and the benefits of involving pets, and you'll hear more about that, I'm sure. We're here this week at the International Association of Gerontology and Geriatrics, and it's an incredible meeting. There are over 6,000 people here. From 76 different countries, and they're all sharing their research. We're here as Mars to help build the evidence base of why pets are good for an older population and how to incorporate them better into research, bringing the awareness to both practitioners and researchers alike that pets can have a really positive role in the lives of older adults, be it from social isolation and loneliness, addressing the issues that happen as people age, getting people out and having more physical activity, walking, companionship. There are a lot of positive benefits to owning a pet. So last night we held an event where we invited local volunteers from the San Francisco SPCA to come and bring their own animals, and it was really spectacular. So we had the most wonderful dogs. We had Toby, the golden doodle. We had a tiny little papillon named Owen. There was a black lab named Eddie, and Callie was a golden retriever. All really wonderful breeds that have a tremendous temperament and were certified as therapy dogs. As people were filtering in, and you could see the people who had an affinity towards animals made a beeline towards the dogs, and there was a lot of smiles, a lot of, oh, aren't they sweet, and oh my God, I really needed some stress relief right here. And we used that opportunity to talk about the fact that we're having a symposium here at this meeting, at the Gerontological Society meeting, to really raise awareness of the fact that animals are good for people and they can help in an aging population. It's near and dear to my heart because I've had several therapy dogs, actually. So we had a Labrador from the Guide Dogs to the Blind, and Isabel was a tremendously good therapy dog. Sadly, we lost her about 7 years ago, and we got another dog who is also a yellow Labrador retriever. that somehow they seem to know when people need reassurance or companionship. She will go over and just rest her head on your knee. So it's really tremendously rewarding to see. And we've done therapy visits both with children with special needs. We were doing that on a weekly basis. And I've also taken her to residence facilities where they're older adults, both who live with assistance or live on their own and are there for companionship. And they love to see the dogs come in. It is just such a joyous occasion. And so although we know anecdotally that people love animals, some people love animals, and animals can be very good for our health, we need that solid evidence base. So at Mars, science is core to what we do, and building that evidence base will help us understand how to make a better world for both pets and people.